Music. Thank you. Not music, but a recording. Guys, welcome to your Tuesday masterclass. I'm really excited to be here. My camera just went off for a second. Sorry about that. I'm really excited to be here, man. We're on the precipice of the first day of the month in a hot real estate market where, man, I know last first of the month, we had agents who are taking 3, 5, 10 listings in one day. In one day, right? The craziness of that, the absurdity of that is I can't even explain it. You know, the fact that we're in an industry, guys, where we can make 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 in a day is crazy. And I want you guys to let that sink in for a second, because I think some of us get into the rut of just like, it becomes normal to us just having our real estate license, right? It becomes like a job, you know what I mean? And we forget that we've got so much opportunity. It's crazy. You know, and so I want everybody just a show of hands, like typically in Houston, Andrew, how many expired listings do you typically have in the Houston market on the first of the month? Andrew not here? Should we take him off? Can we boot him?
I think he had to restart his computer. He couldn't hear anything. But anyways,
Okay.
we're typically getting like 40, 50 people a day. But on the first of the month, we're probably going to be looking at like 600, you know?
Yeah. It's been 500 or 600 consistently for a little bit in Houston, right? And then for you guys in Seattle, right? There was a time, and for those of you guys who are in the Washington market, I wanted to take you guys back to the time and place where you guys were lucky to have 5 expireds come on the market in a day. You guys remember that market? Right?
Yeah.
For everything that you guys put up on the market, there were 10 Chinese buyers with suitcases full of money, just throwing it at the house, right? Hoping that somebody would fucking catch it. You guys remember that market? It was crazy. And so you were lucky to have any expired listings at all. For those of you guys who are around the world, right? I know that you guys get a lot of expired listings now too, right? Advantage us. And I want you guys to just really quickly to put things back into perspective, right? To act like we've never been in the real estate business before. Again, I want you guys to think about your average price point in your market, right? For Houston, it's what? What's your average commission? 10 grand? Something like, let's just say that to be safe. Okay. 10 grand. I want you guys to write down your average commission real quick. Okay. And I want one of you guys to pull out a calculator, if not a couple of you guys. And in Seattle, what's your average commission, right? And then I want you to multiply that by how many expired listings you know are going to hit the market tomorrow, right? So what's 10,000 times 500? Anybody good at math? Anybody graduate high school in this group? Anybody do that math for me real quick?
The R is not for real. The R is not for real smart.
Right. Right. Somebody do that math and give me the shout out. What's 10,000 times 500?
5 million.
5 million. Thank you. Basic math. That's $5 million in commission that's presenting itself to you tomorrow. And you've got to ask yourself, what am I willing to do in order to take a chunk of that, right? Like how much of that chunk belongs to me? If you're in Seattle, knowing that there's going to be 200 expired listings that hit the market tomorrow, that's $2 million in commission that are going to hit the market tomorrow, right? Like, what are you going to do with that? And do you guys recognize the opportunity? I told this story on the Breakfast Club this morning. You know, we had that Ian Olson guy who all of you guys have seen. And, you know, the first time I talked to him, like coming up to the first of the month, he told me that he was on vacation, right? And we had to have that kind of moment of clarity where I'm like, listen, young man, you've got goals, you've got dreams, you've got all these things that you say that you want to accomplish, and you're taking the first of the month off. Like, can you afford to do that? So the next month, he made the decision that, okay, I'm going to go all out, right? The best way that I know how. He's a newer kid. He's still learning, right? But he took 3 listings in one day, right? On the first of the month, last month, okay? And I want you guys to think about, like, what would it look like, especially when we talk about this pursuit of going all in on 100K months? What would it look like if I added another 3, 5, 10 listings in one day? Right? Do any of you guys think that's even possible? Like, how many of you guys roll your eyes when I say shit like that? Like, you could take an extra 3, 5, 10 listings in one day. Is there anybody on this call who doesn't think that's feasible or goes, man, I don't know if I could actually do that?
They're lying.
Okay,
They're
Claire,
lying.
I love it. I love it.
Those people are lying to you right now.
The only people who don't think that that's feasible are the people who are unwilling to take the action, right? Because there is a mindset where people just take what's given to them. Because there are blessings that come to your average agent on the first of the month, right? Your average prospecting agent is more likely to set a listing appointment because there's just more data, right? And some people are just grateful and happy to get that one listing appointment. You know what I mean? And you can't let that hypnotize you, because some people will treat the first of the month as if it's just a normal day. You know what I mean? And if we want the things that most people don't get, we've got to be willing to do the things that most people aren't willing to do, which is, number one, have a game plan, right? Number two, have high expectations and a goal for ourselves, right? And number three, have the mindset of relentless pursuit, okay? And some of you guys, when I say relentless pursuit, have no idea what I'm talking about, right? Some of you guys who are of that mindset are just like foaming at the mouth going, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I can't wait to get started. You know what I mean? So today, we're going to go down a complete game plan that if you guys follow, right, that if I can just convince you guys to sell out on for one day a month, right, I promise you, you will do more business in that one day than you do for the rest of the month. Okay. And it's whether it happens and you get all the listing agreements signed that day, or whether you feel the residual effects from that throughout the month, right? I'm telling you, this one day, if I can get you to sell out, will change your entire life. Okay. It will put you in a position automatically where you're one of the people who are screaming on our meetings and on my Instagram testimonials going, I made 100K this month. You know what I mean? I made what most people make in a year and a month. Why? Because I took your advice and I sold out on the process. So before we start this meeting, before we get into like the tangibles and the deliverables, like I just want to implore you to not make this another meeting where we go back to being a normal agent afterwards, right? So I'm going to ask you guys to unmute your microphones and just say that you're ready to sell out. Just give it to me. Phoebe, spit that.
Ready to
food
sell
out.
out.
Ready to sell out.
Ready to sell
Ready to
out.
sell
Let's
out.
go.
If my microphone
Go.
fucking works.
Love it. I love
Andrew's
it. So,
ready too.
so where are we going to get started, right? Number one, I want all of you guys right now, knowing the amount of expired listings you typically have in your marketplace, I want you guys to make a goal right now. And I want you guys to just make the decision of, this is how many are mine, right? This is the number that if I sold out, that I actually want to get. You know what I mean? The cool thing is, guys, for some of you guys, this is going to be the beta version of how you start, right? Okay. And you're going to have trial and error, and you're like not going to execute on the level that you want to, or you're not going to have your process dialed in, but this is where we start, right? And the next first of the month, our process is going to be even more dialed in. And then the next first of the month, and it's just going to turn into a hurricane of success, right? But I need you to make the decision now. What does success look like for you? Because it damn sure isn't one fucking appointment, right? We all know that, right? It's not 2 appointments. It's not 3 appointments and I'm done, because this is better than a typical day, right? This is Super Bowl Sunday. And I use this analogy all the time, that could you imagine Pizza Hut being closed on fucking Super Bowl Sunday? Like, what a bad business move that would be, right? And this is kind of our Super Bowl Sunday for prospecting. So when you guys set that goal, I don't want it to look like an average day or an above average day, or this was a darn good day, right? I want what all out hustle looks like for you, what you're not willing to settle the day without, if that makes sense. And I want you to do that math real quick. And I want to see you guys writing down exactly what that number looks like, right? So when we say 500 are coming on the market tomorrow, like what's a good day for you, right? Is it 10 appointments, right? Is it 15? Is it 5, right? Like, what does that look like for you? What's a solid day? Knowing what's going to be. Chris, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, write it down. I'm like watching like half the people just like staring at the
Me too.
screen.
Like I'm keeping I'm scrolling because I'm on my phone. I'm scrolling,
down,
looking at the people who are going to write
serious.
this down. Because we have habitual, like, I don't take this seriously people, what I like to call habitual meeting attenders, which show up with no plans on elevation, right? And that's a lifestyle choice that you cannot get used to. You know what I mean? Can't get used to that. I won't let you. All right. So I want you guys to, number one, make the decision of what your piece of the pie actually looks like. And I'm going to paint the picture on how to get it. Okay. Chris, anything you want to add to that?
I think that for, anything can happen when the stars align, and there's so many stars aligning for you. And there's people that are always going to find the reasons why they got to go all the way in. And there's going to be people that find the reasons on, why they're not going to go all the way in, and they're going to have excuses, right? And so right now you have a couple things to think about that I think strengthening your position to do this at a higher level than maybe you have in the past, right? So, I could be speaking to somebody brand new at this or somebody who's really crushing it. Would you have liked the last 6 months in your business to go a little bit better? Would you like your production to be a little bit larger? Would you like a little bit more money in the bank than what you currently have? Would you even for your efforts like to say, you know what, God damn it, I put so much into the last 6 months that it's a no-brainer of what my future is going to look like. And if you did not, then this is your next 6 months. This is like hey, before you know it, like I'm telling you, before you know it, it's January 1st, 2027, and you're going to sit there and go, you know what? Something fucking happened 6 months in, and I leveled it and I leveled up. I don't know if it was just the stars aligning. I found all the reasons to go all the way in, and it happens like one day. This is why we're putting the emphasis just on the first of the month. So many of you guys hear this shit every month from us talking about the first of the month, and there's people that capitalize on it, and they take 2, 3, 4, 5 listings from that one day because they make the calls, they do the follow-up, they put in the effort. Their energy just reaches this level where sellers just go, this is the lady, this is the guy that's going to get the job done. And if you don't have that energy just exuding out of you at all times, they're not going to pick you. Like there's 30 seconds left in the game, and they need to pass the ball to the person that's going to do the fucking slam dunk or that's going to catch the ball in the end zone. And if you're not behaving as that person, don't get upset when you miss out on all the opportunities. And it's because you didn't put yourself in the opportunity zone. Hey, 6 months into the year, where am I at? Am I happy? Awesome. Let's go harder. Am I not happy? Let's go harder. It's also the first of the month. There's going to be hundreds of opportunities that come on the table for me. Who's going to talk to these people the most straight up, the most confrontational, the most enthusiastic, with the best energy? Like who's going to do that bigger than me? Right. And you have to go into that, opportunity just with that peak mindset. Right. You have this 6 months left in the year to go, you know what, man, I made 50 grand. I made 100 grand the first 6 months, but I made 250,000 the last 6 months. And it's because like this one day I killed the past self. The person you were in this meeting before you got here, if it's not the person that you needed to be to get you where you want to be, then let's kill that person off right now. And let's make like today, the day that we put the pieces together so that on July 1st, tomorrow, like the game has changed for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And it's going to start off one fucking day at a time. And some of you are going to go hard for 5 days and you're going to go, look at this. And then you're going to like keep going and it's going to work out. Some of you are going to give up by the time this call even gets done, right? And so pick where you want to be.
It unlocks the level, right? And like this is a good springboard to find out what you're actually capable of doing if you go all in. So real quick, the mindset too, and I want to talk to you guys who don't typically prospect expired listings. Like you got tons of people who are hitting the market who are like, fuck, I need what you do for a living. I need somebody who's competent, right? And so regardless of whether you typically work with your database or whatever, or like you owe it to yourself and the people in your marketplace to make these phone calls tomorrow. Okay. So number one, our schedule needs to be completely clear, right? If we're talking about doing our regular 8 to 11 prospecting, you know what I mean? We're failing already. You know what I mean? If we're talking about or having excuses of, well, I've got an inspection tomorrow, cancel it, right? Well, I've got this tomorrow, cancel it. Okay. And I mean that. Like cancel all the stupid stuff that you're doing tomorrow. And tomorrow should be like an all-in prospecting event. Okay. And it should include your morning prospecting. It should include your evening prospecting, right? And if you're not on the phones back on the evening and circling back, then you're out in the neighborhoods knocking the doors. You know what I mean? This is an all-out sellout day. It's not, well, I did to my 8 to 11. I got my 20 contacts and I'm now happy. Remember, it's selling out. Okay. It's a production day. It's Super Bowl Sunday. So I want you guys all to pull up your schedules for tomorrow. And I want you to tell me real quick or tell yourself what you're dismissing and what you're canceling so that you could double down on your prospecting. Because what our schedule should look like is number one, I'm wrapping up the Breakfast Club early. Okay. So we're going to jump on at 7:30 in the morning. We're going to be on the phones at 7:45. Right? Well, but Cooley, what if sellers, who gives it? Come on, right? It doesn't matter. You're going to start making phone calls. You're going to have your data up, okay? by 7:45, so that all you have to do after the Breakfast Club is hit the dial button, right? And then boom, we're right into it. It's not a moment where we get up and we go get our coffee, right? We make ourselves a breakfast sandwich and we kind of ease into the day, right? It's not, I do this and then I role play. Guys, I found out that some of you guys are role playing at 8 o'clock, and that breaks my heart. You know what I mean? It's prime prospecting time. That means we're just playing office. We don't do that. And so tomorrow's no different. It's like everything that we do culminates to we just get on the phone. All right. All the bad habits that we've acquired over the past several months or however long you've been an agent of researching properties and shit before you make that dial, that stops tomorrow, right? The great news is, with an influx in expired listings, it's going to allow you to speak to people more directly, right? Because some of you guys, when we're on the phones, right, we beat around the bush. We don't ask for the appointment, and we almost wait for people to invite us into the living room, right? Which is crazy. With this opportunity that you have, right, for those of you guys who aren't convinced, I want to challenge you to speak in a more direct manner, right? And to ask everybody that you talk to for an appointment and embrace the hang up, right? Guys, can you just say that with me real quick? Embrace the hang up.
Brace hang up.
Brace
The hang up.
Hang up.
Because the hang up is what's going to set you free to make the next phone call, right? And if you're in a market like Houston where you've got 500 pieces of data, right? You got a license to be more direct with people, right? In Seattle, where you've got 200, like your objective is to like get through as many contacts as you can because it's a race against time, right? It's like I got 200 contacts in this day. Am I going to be able to get to 200, or am I going to pussyfoot on the phone for 45 minutes with somebody, or am I going to get directly to the point and get in front of the people that I need to get in front of? Make sense? Guys, does that make sense when I say that? It's like some of us will like work really hard and build rapport for 35 minutes, and that next thing you know, you spend an hour on the phone with somebody and settled for one appointment when you could have created 4 more.
Not even
right?
an appointment. They'll go, oh yeah, they're going to do something next year, and you're like, what the fuck are we doing? You're
Right.
What are we doing?
And so this should activate a special place in your brain where you're like, great, you know what? I'm not going to be afraid to get hung up on. I'm okay, like just asking for the appointment 5 times. I'm okay letting people hang up on me. You know what I mean? And that's okay. But it should be on to the next. Because in that 500, Chris, do you know what the statistic of expired listings that typically relist?
I would say it's going to be, in our market right now, probably going to be like 75% of them.
Yeah, right. So
it's super high.
Yeah, real estate casino talk, like the numbers are playing in your favor tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Literally,
so the goal was just
5% relist, like in the next couple of, like they'll relist immediately.
Yeah.
And they'll list with the same
is,
agent again. And the last agent, and not all the time, right? Like this is who you're up against. You're up against somebody who is like just failing for their client every single day, like not talking about price, not being confrontational, not having the customer service, just like letting the listing linger for 6 months at a time. And like if you can't sound better than that person and get in front of those people, then you're gonna have to you're just gonna have to go crazy talking to more people. And I think you're just gonna have to you're gonna have to like fake it till you make it a little bit. You need if right now you pulled up to a wreck, because I always, guys, and I want to give this example real quick. I kind of look at when you got like the insurance people, or it'll be like they're ambulance chasers, right? Or the attorneys that like chase, like in real estate, you're actually like the EMS. You're the EMS pulling up to the wreck. And let's say it was your first day on the job, and that person's legs barely hanging on by a thread, and their arms flipped over this way, and you gotta help them out. Are you going to be sitting there with the lowest amount of confidence? Are you going to make them feel like you have no clue what you're doing? Are you going to have no authority? Are you going to look at dead in the freaking eye and go, "Hey, I got you. Like we're going to take care of you," and you're going to start moving like you've been there before, right? If you're a parent, but the first time your kid fell, you had to respond a certain way. The first time you get in business with somebody else, you have to be able to give those people the confidence. Give these sellers the confidence. Be that person that you could be in your mind, and maybe you haven't been that person like every day yet, right? But for them, you need to be that person tomorrow, and like have fun doing it. Sometimes you guys will talk to people for too long. I'm all about talking to the right seller for a certain amount of time, right? But way too often, you're just wanting to talk to the people who are allowing you to stay on the phone with them. Sometimes the people that want to hang up on you, or the people that are most frustrated on the phone with you, are the most motivated people that you need a breakthrough to, because they're so tired of the process because they actually needed to go somewhere, and you're
There's a
sitting there
lot on the
talking,
line.
you're talking about shit for 30 minutes, and you get off the phone like, well, she still has to talk to her husband, and they're getting a divorce, and you're like, oh shit, this is not even a real thing going on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And real quick, you said something about 8 o'clock. Guys, I promise you this. So many agents sabotage themselves because for 90% of the world, what time do they have to be at their office job by? What time?
8 o'clock.
At 9.
8 o'clock, 9
It's usually
o'clock.
9. It's usually 9, right? From 8 to 9, where are they? They're by themselves in their car driving. They have nothing else to do. And then you want to start calling at 9:30 when they actually have to start acting like they're working. Do you need
Yeah.
a call then as well? Of course you do. But I'm telling you, there's more appointments set. Listen to me. There's more appointments set between 8 and 9 than any other hour in real estate. Okay? There's more appointments on the phone set between 8 and 9. Your 8 to 9 capitalized is worth like it's worth like 2 hours. Because people go into their office job. Think about this psychologically, right? People get into work. 9 o'clock, they kind of probably bullshit around a little bit at whatever job they have for the first hour, but they're talking to other people. It's harder for them to maybe take phone calls, or they're doing things, right? Then from 10 to 11:30, they're busting their ass, and then they're going to lunch at 12 o'clock, right? And so if you're not like cashing in on the 8 to 9, like what we're talking about, I'm telling you, you're losing out on the momentum that can start your day. How would you talk to people the rest of the day if you set 1 or 2 appointments between 8 and 9? You would just be a different version of you. The problem is, by the time you want to start calling, you're not able to like deal with all the rejection and conditions of, oh, I'm in an appointment, oh, I'm doing this and that. And then your energy starts going down. You need to take your energy so high that if it was the fall, it's still at a 95%. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And just so that you guys are aware, I used to prospect at 6:30 every morning, right?
Wow.
Well, cool, we couldn't do that either, but I did. You know what I mean? And I helped so many people because of it, and everybody was grateful. So who cares? So real quick, I just want you guys to practice this at least for 30 minutes tonight. Just this simple close. And I want you guys to repeat after me. Then I'm going to go into some strategy and some checklists. I want you guys to say, seller, let's do this.
Seller,
Let's do this.
let's do this.
Let's get together tomorrow you don't have to repeat this. Let's get together tomorrow at 6. I'll show you exactly why your house didn't sell and how we're going to get it under contract and get you to Florida. What time works better, tomorrow at 6 or would 7 be better for you? Okay. And I want you to practice that over and over and over again, because that's leadership. And I want you to get there quickly. The quicker you can get to, Ian, I know exactly why your house didn't sell. So let's do this. Let's get together tomorrow at 6. I'll show you exactly why it didn't sell, how we can get it under contract in the next 7 to 14 days and get you to Miami. Does tomorrow at 6 work, or would 7 be better for you? Leadership, right? And I want you to say it with such a leadership tone, guys, that they either say yes or they hang up on you, right? And don't be afraid to close even when you don't feel like you're ready. The seller's not going to invite you there, right? And now you have a permission slip to be overly aggressive, right? Andrew, let's do this. Let's get together tomorrow at 6. I'll show you why your house didn't sell, how we can get it under contract quickly, so that way you could be in Miami. Does tomorrow at 6 work, or would 7 be better for you? I want you guys to practice that for at least a half an hour tonight, okay? And I want you guys to make a commitment to me here, that every person that you talk to, you will say that.
I
Tomorrow.
commit.
Okay,
If you can hear.
let's get together.
I want the commitment from everybody.
Let's get together tomorrow. Let's get.
Awesome. I want you to go back. This will be posted on our Facebook group. I want you to go back and watch this, and I want you I want you to just re-say it over and over again and practice it, right? With leadership. Okay. And even if they're like, you know what, Ian, I'm not selling. I'm not going to sell. We decided not to sell. It's off the market. Ian, I want you to say, seller, let's get together tomorrow at 6. I'll show you exactly why your house didn't sell, how we'll get it under contract and get you to Florida. Does tomorrow at 6 work, or would 7 be better for you? Okay. Relentless, everybody that you talk to make sure that you're not wasting your time and everybody else's. You will close everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, you will close
Everyone.
everyone. Okay. You will get hung up on. You will get a lot of people who don't see eye to eye with you, and that's okay. But through this process, you will get through a lot of people quickly, and you will find your people. Okay. You will find your people, if that makes sense. Don't be afraid to lose, ladies and gentlemen, right? Prospecting is a 99% lose sport. You can't be afraid of it. You embrace it. Does that make sense? Prospecting is 99% lose. Okay. Don't operate as if you've got something to lose because you haven't had shit. You know what I mean? So like just go after it. All right. So that's number one. Number two is everybody should have their pre-listing package or their expired pre-listing package front and back, right? You should have at least 50 of these printed out now, right? As of tonight. Michelle, can you basically show them? And for those of you guys who don't know, shame on you, number one, because we do this every first of the month, right? We show this to you. So if you don't have this by now, get your shit together, son. Okay. And make sure that you have this time. So Michelle, can you pull up the shell PLP? It's where we take a pre-listing package and we condense it down to a front and back page. Okay. And all of you guys need to have this in your vehicle because when you've got 500 listings that hit the market, right, in one day, as you go about your week, whether you're going to the grocery store, whether you're going to a listing appointment, how many of these expired listings from the first of the month do you think you drive by all week long? All week long, right? How many do you think you drive by on the way to a listing appointment, right? How many do you think you drive by on the way to an inspection? Realistically, there's 500 that hit your marketplace in one day, let alone how many have hit the market that haven't relisted throughout the year. How many do you drive by all the time? And are you prepared? And do you have enough market knowledge to knock those doors and circle back? But you got to have the propaganda in order to like leave something behind. So Michelle, can you kind of break this down and what this looks like?
Yeah, it's all on the screen, but it's a mini packet, you guys, right? Like Cooley said, it's a shell. It's literally front and back, easy. And from your full pre-listing packet, and you can print 50 of these out from your home, from anywhere, have them ready to go. And how you have this created. So this is just an example template. I'm hoping many of you guys have already had your own personal version created. Anyone that wants to rebrand this, right? So again, everything we're talking about today, all in preparation, right? It's not like, oh, I got to figure it out tomorrow, right? Or later when you need it. You're prepping this today. That's the whole game plan. And so if you just simply contact marketing at cofoundersgroup.com and say, I need the 2-page marketing packet, branded to me, please. And I'll actually attach this. So you can say, hey, can you brand this to me? And actually, I want to change these couple of items, whatever. Ready to go. The difference again isn't like the details are already there. I don't even care about editing any of it other than branding it to you, Rachel, right? The difference is that you actually have something and are doing something that separates you from everybody else. So you got to think about your competition, right? One, do they even have any marketing materials? The answer is no. Number two, are they actually going and intentionally knocking the doors and dropping off a packet and handing these out to all the 500, 200, however many expireds that came off the market starting tomorrow, starting at midnight, all over the next couple of weeks? The answer is no. So what are you doing to separate yourself?
Yeah. And so like
I
upload
have a
that, guys.
question.
Like
I'll
with
attach
that, hold on one second. With that shell pre-listing package, if you've got expired testimonials, like litter it with that, right? Like the marketing that we're doing is not just, hey, I'm Jenny, look at my face, I sell homes. No, it's like directly tailored to the people that you want to convert, right? That's why on this header right here, you see the difference, right? It's geared towards the expired listing. So quick question. Somebody had a question real quick because we got to get through this.
Yes, we have the guide,
I'm attached.
buyers and seller guide, and this is additional, right?
It's a shell.
Yeah.
It's a mini version.
It's a shell PLP. They'll take your entire pre-listing package and basically condense the good parts down into 2 pages, right? And we've got, for those of you guys who don't know, we got a full graphics design team that will kick this out to you in no time. So send them that email right now, and we'll get started in that. We'll kick that out. Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions on that?
So we just put 2-page marketing, ask if he can send us 2-page marketing that will be
I need
branded.
I just attached
the expired condensed PLP.
I just attached it in the chat. So just send that. Say, please brand this to me. And again, you guys, those of you that have, many of you, right, are actively relisting and selling expireds and canceled like crazy. You have a track record. We already have templates where they can showcase, I don't care if it's 1 testimonial or 10 on one like page, and insert that on there to literally show all the homes that you've relisted and sold. Robin, right? Laura, like you guys should be inserting that onto any of your materials.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
love it. And I love this. Robin, your sister thing, is commenting right now. That girl did 13 listings, her best year ever in real estate, and has done that basically in the past 2 months and just following this system. You know what I mean? And so don't be afraid, guys, to just buy in and drink the Kool-Aid figuratively. Okay, that brings me to my next point. All right. Out of these 500, 200, 300, how many of these are you planning on door knocking this week? And I mean door knocking, right? Because sometimes it's the first agent who wins, and sometimes it's not even a matter of skill set. It's a matter of like who gets their face in front of them first, right? Advantage you. You know what I mean? And so I want you guys to make a goal right now and write it down exactly how many people, how many doors are you planning to knock this week to bring that goal to life, right? Are you willing to do that? Like, who's willing to do that? Raise your hand real quick so I can see show of hands. Like, are you willing to do that? I love it. Okay. And this is something that you can get really strategic about too, guys. And the strategy is this, right? And this is a two-pronged strategy with your calls and your door knock. Okay. If you get started early tomorrow, when you wake up earlier than you normally do, I know we all have neighborhoods that we want to do business in. We all have price points, right? That we want. Anybody have those goals? I have certain neighborhoods, certain price points that I'm trying to attack. Tell me if that's you. Give me a voice. Unmute. Give me some voice.
Chris.
Okay. So
Robin.
if that's you
Yes.
guys, if
Shelley.
that's you, this is a prime opportunity for you to be smart, which is number one, in the morning, like you filter your data, you go through that list and you go, oh, these are the numbers that I want to call first, right? Rather than trying to scan through it while you're prospecting, you go, oh, these are the neighborhoods and the price points that I want. I'm front loading my calls with this, right? Doesn't mean you're not going to call everything, but it means that you're going to front load with the things that you really care about, but you're going to be prepared so you're not conceding opportunities in the process. You know what I mean? Brandon, I know that you want a certain community in San Diego or a certain price point. It's like, how many of those are you going to identify tomorrow and be like, you know what, in this neighborhood or over here at this price point, all of these people get a door knock from me. All of these people get FaceTime from me, right? Have you guys ever thought about doing that? Looking through the expired listings for your price point in your neighborhoods and going, all these motherfuckers can get it. Sorry, I used the F word again. All these people are going to hear from me. You know what I mean? All of these people are going to see me because this is where I want to be. Okay. So opportunity. The question is, are you going to do it smart or are you going to play dummy dumb and just take what's given to you, guys? Everything that we do and the reason why we win is because we play offense with everything. Agreed? Agreed? Offense? Peyton Manning?
Agreed.
Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, yeah.
Offense?
Yes.
Good.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
So that's number one strategy. Okay. So I want and this is like stuff that should be happening at like 6 a.m. You know what I mean? Going through your data, making that plan of action. Okay. And all of those are yours, ladies and gentlemen. All of the ones that you pick, they're all yours. You just have to tell the world that you want it. And that's an action. Okay. I need everybody dressed before the Breakfast Club tomorrow. Okay. You got to be dressed as if you're going to do something tomorrow. Okay. So we're doing camera on Breakfast Club. And my expectation is that if you're a woman who does makeup, you got your lipstick on already, right? If you're a man who wears a three-piece suited up, like we're all ready to go as if we're conducting business, as if it's the most important day in our real estate career. Fair enough?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
It's
sir.
time to
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
professionalize.
yes, yes,
Let's go.
yes.
We're
I love
professionalizing
it. I
that
love the idea.
process. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, Slybroadcast. Okay. Slybroadcast, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be your best friend, right? What's the likelihood if you called all day that you would get in contact with those 500 people, with those 200 people that are going to be that are going to be up in your marketplace that day? Big chance, low chance, slim chance. What does
Mid
that look like?
chance.
Some
Big
chance.
chance, right? And so if we're prospecting smart guys, it's like while we're making phone calls, how are we creating inbound lead generation, right? How are we creating an inbound lead generation? So if you're smart, every single one of those 500 people should get a message from you going, hey, this is Chad Cooley. I know that you were trying to sell your home. I'm wondering if you'd still be willing to take an offer. Give me a call back. My phone number twice. What if all those 500 people could get that message? Hey, this is Philip. I know that I was wondering if you'd still be willing to take an offer on your house. Give me a call back. My phone number is 445-5151, 445-5151. Thank you. Just like that. Okay. You notice how I'm not adding anything onto that. It's a pretty short, dumb message. But cool.
Yeah.
How do they know? It's designed to create that callback, right? And so if you guys go to Slybroadcast, Michelle, if you could walk them through that, like if you guys aren't unleashing that and using that as your best friend, you're not doing things professionally, right? So this is important, Michelle.
So these things that Cooley's adding for you guys is, again, it's all part of like going all out, right? It's like you leveraging all of the tools in your arsenal, not just doing 1 out of the 5 things you can be doing, right? 2 out of the 5 things you can be doing, right? If you're really leveraging and you're wondering, well, how are these agents taking 2, 3, 5, 10 listings from one day, which is real. You guys see the testimonials. It's because we're giving you guys multiple tools in your arsenal to capitalize on the obvious opportunity, right? So I actually just put into the chat, if you guys look at the Circle Prospecting campaign, again, most of you guys should have that. Those that don't, go ahead and grab it. It has the campaign right there. But just to give you guys the quick visual on my screen, again, all of you guys should have this. You'll see that really simple script that Cooley just said, verbatim, okay? But if you guys are not doing this, again, this is you just like you're using like 20%.
Can I tell you guys this real quick? On a regular day when I run this campaign, I get 50, 60, 100 phone calls back a day, right? And like, imagine if like, especially for those of you guys who are like, well, I'm not getting enough contacts, right? How many of you guys have caught yourself saying some shit like, I don't have enough contacts, right? Like, part of you solving that problem requires you to do something about it, right? And this is a great way to do something about it. And so if you're not unleashing this campaign and you're complaining about contacts, I can get you 50 contacts just from this one small thing that will cost you less than a cup of coffee. Okay? Michelle, sorry.
Rob, I just want to say, because Robin wrote a note there, because Robin, I know we've worked on this together, right? She would send me recordings of like her voicemail. I'm telling you right now, the one thing that's going to reduce your contact rate is trying to leave this long-winded voicemail. Nobody cares. This is intentionally worded verbatim what Cooley just read out to you guys on purpose. And hopefully, I don't know if you guys can see my screen large enough, but Rob, I'll bring that up. So stop trying to reinvent the wheel and leave some giant long message that they don't care about, which is going to cause them to not call you back. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, those of you that are new to this, right? I see a few faces kind of like looking at this intently. You're like, I've never, maybe you've seen us train on it. You've never executed on it before. This tells you exactly what to do, right? Obviously, we're talking about the fresh expireds right now, but this applies very similarly to circle prospecting, open houses, whatever, just listed, just sold. If you scroll to the bottom, here's how you use Slybroadcast, right? There's literally a 6-minute video where I show you how to do it. So easy. Log in, ... Okay. Go. If you actually gave a crap and were intentional and you haven't done this before, you would go set up your account. That takes you 3 minutes to set up, and you would go practice. You'd watch this short video that's right here. So you already know how to do it tonight. So you're not spending 30 minutes wasting your time tomorrow. That doesn't make any sense. This is all about having a plan and being intentional with your resources. So many of you guys are already using this. You know how to do it. Cooley and I teach, and Chris teach on this all the time. Those of you that don't, again, this is your preparation and planning today for tomorrow and moving forward.
I love that. Who's going to use that?
I am.
I will.
I am.
Well,
I
Yeah.
use it on every
I
listing.
am.
It will change your life. I promise you that. Okay.
This is all like a pre-recorded like dialer kind of thing, basically.
Watch.
It's a voicemail drop is what it is, right? So you record a voicemail and it drops it into their voicemail inbox, right? And that message should be very, very clear and very short, right? This is Chad Cooley. I was calling to see if you'd still be willing to take an offer on your house. Give me a call back, 480-445-1212. Again, it's 480-445-1212. Thanks. Boom. Done. No extra pageantry. Nothing you add is going to make them want to call you back even more. So don't add anything. Very short, very simple, very to the point. Your phone will explode tomorrow. I promise you that.
So
Okay?
here's what's cool, you guys. The preparation is watching this short video and knowing what in the world you're doing, right? And not being ridiculous, okay? That's the part that takes time, and just set up your account, okay? The actual process, Philip, of the amount of time it takes to execute a circle prospecting or a voice drop is less than 5 minutes. Okay. If you know how to do it, it takes you 2 minutes a time.
Yeah.
2 minutes to touch 100 people, 200 people, 500 people, right? We'll call it a 5-minute process, but you need to actually have your list ready to go. You're actually all prepared. It takes 5 minutes to execute when you're actually executing. And so think about if you guys, if anything, if you're not doing it on every listing you take, if you're not doing it on every open house you do, every sale you do, like at bare minimum, you guys should be taking advantage of the first of the month when there's 50x the opportunity that comes available to you guys on that one given day and or week, right? Not just the first, but carried on from that week.
Yeah. All appointments, ladies and gentlemen, no more than 24 to 48 hours out, period. Okay. That's it. Like no study, like when you set an appointment for like a week out, all you're really doing is giving them permission to get off the phone with you, right? That's what that is. A concession that I'm uncomfortable, you're uncomfortable. Let's just end this call amicably, right? And where we're both happy. You know I'm not going to show up for that appointment in 2 weeks, right? I know it. But you still get to leave with a yes. Like that's a warm fuzzy for you, but every appointment that you set should be 24 to 48 hours out. Okay. Again, there's something to be said about being first, guys. And so you want to make sure that the timeline isn't so far out to where they don't remember you. And it's basically just a warm lead. Okay. We talked about post listing appointment process in our previous master classes and what that routine looks like. All right. If we're going to go all out, we're going to go all in, right? We're going to set 10 appointments tomorrow, right? We got to make darn sure, guys, that we follow the steps to protect them, right? To make sure the probability that they're going to show up to that appointment will occur, right? And how do we do that? Through our post-listing appointment process, right? Like if you talk to somebody like Andrew Shigori, right? Sets an appointment, the client immediately gets a video, an email, and a text right away. A video right away, right? Hey, this is Andrew Shigori. I'm so glad that we set our appointment on Monday, right? They get that appointment. We'll provide the examples on the Facebook page so that you guys can see that. But realistically, all of you guys should know that already, right? All of you guys should have that because we've gone through that on so many different master classes. It's not even funny. And if you don't know what I'm talking about here, to save having to teach this again, Michelle will go ahead and link that. Andrew, what were you saying? Go ahead. Was that you? No? Okay. So again, we want to make sure that we protect that appointment by following our process and also with our conversation, right? There's something to be said about preparing your potential clients for what they're about to, what's about to happen to them, right? Now, Mark, you're going to get 1,000 phone calls after we hang up the phone. It's important that you save my number. And I need to make sure that before we meet on Monday or before we meet tomorrow, you're not going to sign anything with any other agent. Can you make me that promise? How many times have you guys been on a listing appointment and you went in for the signature and you were so good at closing and they're like, well, I promised Sally that I would meet with her. My word is everything, right? And so I already made her a promise that I'm not meeting with another agent. I'm not signing anything until I meet with her. Have you guys got that on a listing appointment before? Now, that's overcomable, obviously. But what that tells me typically about that agent is that agent at least did a good job protecting their appointment. You know what I mean? Protecting their sheep. And so it's really important that you take a second after that phone call and just say, hey, Brandon, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that your property sells really, really quickly. I'm going to do a lot of research to make sure that every piece of information that I give to you, you could take to the bank. Now, I want to make sure that you're not going to sign anything before we meet on Monday at 6. Can you make me that promise, Brandon? Yep. Great. I'll see you Monday at 6. You're going to get a video from me. Pre-listing package is going to show up on your doorstep tomorrow morning. And I look forward to getting this house under contract and getting you to Miami. Okay. Boom. Right. Protecting that appointment, right? After you get that yes, you don't hurry up off the phone and get out of Dodge, right? This is your opportunity to solidify that appointment, to protect it, and to make sure that you're in a position to go out there and convert it. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Yes.
Yes.
Anybody have any questions about that?
No.
What if they
No.
say no? What if they say no, I'm not going to be obligated to?
If they say what? Sorry?
They say no to making that promise, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the greatest thing that anybody could ever say, because at least number one, now you know that they're honest, right? And number two, you could number one, ask them a question about that, right? Hey, Philip, is it important for you to list with the first agent that you meet, or to make sure that you've got all the information from all the agents, right? To make sure that this time you're putting yourself in a position to actually wind up in Florida, right? You want to do that, right, Philip? So we
Yeah.
can do one of two things from here. From here, I will be willing to concede and meet with you tonight at 6 if you commit to signing with me, if everything I say makes sense. Can you make me that promise, Philip? Great. I'll see you at 6 o'clock, right? Turn it into a right now. That's one of the best things that you could possibly get. You probably won't get that very often because people are like pretty what's the word I'm looking for?
Willing.
Amiable. When it comes to that, they'll be like, yep. But it's important that you get them to say it, because for them, it means something for them, right? So when that aggressive agent that goes and knocks on the door is like, will you sign with me today? They're like, you know what? I gave Philip my word that I wouldn't sign anything until I met with Philip on tomorrow morning. So call me after I meet with Philip, right? You meet those people, even when you're really good at objection handling, right? That will be stuck on that because they gave somebody their word, right? And so you need to make that a point of emphasis, if that makes sense. Protect your sheep. You know what I mean? That's what a good shepherd does. They protect the sheep.
Right.
Awesome. Anybody have any questions about that so far?
Just
We
for
good?
those that have been asking me questions, I just redropped the link. I know most of you guys have that. That is a copy that should be yours, saved, that you can edit, add to. I just dropped the listing process checklist that has examples of the video after you set the appointment. Like all of the stuff is in there that you guys constantly see us working on with you. So if you don't have, save that copy. Like that should be starred on your browser.
Yeah. And just remember, guys, the first of the month isn't a day, it's a week, right? It's a week that has campaigns that run all month long. You know what I mean? So even if you don't get that 10 listings, right? If you run your processes right throughout the next week, throughout the next month, that one day will result in 5, 10, however many listings you need it to be, right? But it's going to be a direct reflection of your effort. You know, the one thing that I want to make sure, guys, is that we don't settle, because settling as an entrepreneur is fucking dangerous. You know what I mean? Settling as an entrepreneur is dangerous. And when opportunity presents itself to an entrepreneur, it's one of those things where we go, I got to do everything that I can to prepare to take advantage of this opportunity better than my competition. You know what I mean? And that's got to be the mindset. And hopefully we do a good job in this group of creating that killer mindset where you're like, Cooley, I don't even know why you're talking to me about this, because that's how I approach everything. But even if you're not that person, you could be that person on a day, right? On a day that's going to give you what you normally get in a month or 2 months. You're going to get that in a day if you follow this process, right? So everything that you need, guys, is in our Facebook page. Everything is linked, obviously, for you. Don't quit after you're prospecting in the morning. It's a morning, afternoon, and evening kind of prospecting day. Does that make sense? Right? It's an all out day of production. It's not business as usual. And there will be calls that you're going to get, right? Deals that you have that have problems. All of this shit is going to happen. The question is, can you shut it down and do the job that you're called to do tomorrow, which is all out production mode? Okay. You shouldn't be checking your emails looking for problems. That can wait until tomorrow. Okay. You shouldn't be doing inspections and doing all kinds of the nonsense that people typically do during the real estate day, right? It's all out production day. And I want all of us sold out on that process. Okay. Chris, do you have anything you want to add to that, please?
Yeah, I think a lot of this, man, you did such a great job this, this hour and kind of really explain this stuff out. And, I think that our biggest hope is that people get on the calls tomorrow and just go absolutely crazy. But it's a certain mindset. And I just want people to understand that, like, if I told anybody on this call that I'm going to have you digging holes with a shovel for 5 hours a day, 8 hours a day for the next 30 days. But at the end of those 30 days, I'm going to pay you $100,000. You would be the happiest son of a bitch, shoveling dirt in the sun, sweating your ass off. And people would go, what the hell's up with that person? Because you know what you're going to get at the end of it. So what I really want to prime you guys to do is that when you're going through the calls tomorrow, just remember the outcome. And if the outcome isn't making you smile, if you know that like 30 days away from now, from like the next, 1 day, 5 days, 2 weeks, and 30 days of hard ass work, you're going to get what you have coming to you, which is a lot of opportunities and a lot of success, then you really don't believe it. You don't really believe that that's the outcome that you're shooting for. And this is just a waste of time. And so don't waste your time. And don't waste our time putting the energy into this. Make sure that you're going into tomorrow. And like when Cooley says, 99% of the time you're going to fail on the call. Like you have to do that with this insane, contagious smile, energy, enthusiasm. You got to be the freak show. You got to be the person that's like, just bring it on, dude. Because I know in a month I'm gonna have everything coming to me the way it's supposed to. And you have to have that. You have to have that ultimate belief. So go shovel dirt in 120-degree weather with the smile on, and watch how successful you're going to become starting today and tomorrow.
For those of you guys who have been here for a while, you guys see how people are constantly changing their lives in our group, right? You guys see these new people come in and they take more listings than they ever have in their life. You guys see it every single day, right? And it's because they make a decision to go, I'm ready to go all in. I was talking to Elisa Gonzalez, who's a top producer in Houston, great agent, and her husband got his real estate license, and he started, we were talking for like a while to get him going in the process, right? That guy finally made a decision that he was going to go out there and to just do it, right? And yesterday I was talking to him, like, hey, don't miss that masterclass. And he's like, well, Cooley, I got 3 listing appointments tomorrow. Like, how am I going to show up for that? And man, I just smiled from ear to ear because it was like, man, that's the excuse that I've been waiting for. You know what I mean? That's the excuse that I want from all of you guys. And that's the only excuse that makes me happy. Still a bullshit excuse, right? But it's an excuse that makes me proud because you're proving to yourself that you could be something that even maybe that little voice in the back of your head, tells you that you can't be, or you need this in order to do that. It's all out there for it, right? It's all out there for you. You just have to ask the universe for it. And the asking is not a question. It's not a yelling in the middle of the night, right? The question is an action. You know what I mean? It's an action. The I want this is an action every single day, guys. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs in tomorrow and in the rest of the week and in the rest of your month, right? How do you respond to it? Okay. And do you know that nobody deserves it more than you? You know what I mean? And if you can confidently say at the end of your day that, man, I gave this everything that I could, you're in a good position, but don't lie to yourself, right? Let's go all in. When Michelle and I were building this co-founders group, we were working like 17-hour days, right? By the end of it, we were jumping on a call together and I was like, I'm so tired today. Like today was fucking ridiculous. It was so crazy. And we're barely like keeping ourselves awake, but man, we're so excited to build this thing. It wasn't even funny. You know what I mean? And it's not burnout when you're making progress and you got the vision. You know what I mean? Burnout is when you don't have the vision anymore. If you can just see yourself in that place that you want to be in, right? And you know that this is a pathway to get you there, there's no such thing as burnout, right? Because you're every failure, every success is just one more step in that direction. So remember that as you're going after it tomorrow, every hang up, thank goodness, right? One more step. You know what I mean? Every FU that you get from somebody, great. One more step. All right. So let's go all out today, guys, and let's make it a fucking day. Chris, Michelle, what do you guys Q&A want to do anything here?
No, let's go. Let's get to work. You got shit to do, guys.
All right. Thanks for joining, guys. See all of you guys at 7:28 on the Breakfast Club tomorrow morning.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maya, I was expecting you to jump up out of your seat. Laura, I was expecting you to go crazy, throw something at your camera, maybe break it. I was expecting a little bit more of a rally from you guys at the end there. Elisa, nice to see you. Let's go. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.